Well, hello there, students. Let's take a look at this activity. In this activity, the students will gain some familiarity with the search interface of the EnglishCorpora.org's Corpora. So you're going to work through alone or with a neighbor some of these queries down here. So let's take a look here. Number one, frequency of the word rad in COCA. COCA being the corpus of contemporary American English. That C is important. It distinguishes it from the corpus of historical American English, which we'll see down below. So the frequency of rad in COCA. So you go to EnglishCorpora.org, right? You log in. I have already done so I should be good to go. And then you click on COCA right there. And then you just search for rad. And boom, there you have your answer. 1,252. That is number one. Number two, the frequency of burst in academic, spoken, and magazine genres in COCA. So COCA has 8 registers. So let's look at burst. And you could do this there's several ways to do this. Probably the easiest way is to click on chart, that second option right there, and then click go. See frequency by section. So let's jump back over the question was academic, spoken, and magazines in COCA. So academic is right there, 88 occurrences there with a per million frequency of 7.41, and that's what that graph is representing, the per million frequency there. Spoken is right below it, and then the magazines are much higher at 21 per million, 21.36 per million. Okay, so that's one way. Let me jump back here and show you another way. Down here on the bottom below the search form, there's sections. And you can highlight the exact sections you want. So if we said spoken, magazine, I'm holding down the command button because this is a Mac. You'd probably hold down Control on Windows, right? And click those. And then if you were to click C frequency by section right here, the search button right there, it just eliminates the other ones. So you can just see the ones that you specified in sections there. Spoken, magazine, and academic. Same numbers, right? These are the same numbers we saw a second ago, but they're just kind of focusing on those those right there. We have zeros there and everything else. Okay, so that's that one. How about all adjectives in the academic and spoken registers from COCA? All adjectives. All right, let's go back to our search form. Click on the search up here, and then you can click reset to kind of reset the search form. I clicked reset right there, and then this POS right here, it says POS question mark. If you click on this, it gives you part of speech tags. POS is part of speech tags. Now, we need to stop here for a second and discuss, there are two options here. Right here, it has capital P, capital O, and capital S. This means that if you clicked on this and you grab, for example, A, D, J, all, that's adjectives, it's going to put over into my search bar with a little bit of JavaScript, capital A, D, J, because that is the part of speech tag for adjectives. Okay, now I just want to erase that. Let me just reset the whole form again with that button there, that reset button. I'm going to click on POS again. Now there's a little link here. It's pretty small. It's not super apparent, but there's an underscore POS right there. If I click on that, you'll see that the capital POS in this bar over here will change. Ready, set, click. It now has underscore POS. Now, what this means is that if you want to give a word and then say, I only want words that have this part of speech, you would use this option. So let's say, just as an example real quick, if I say happy, and then I want to make sure that happy is being seen as an adjective, I first make sure that I have an underscore lowercase POS right there. Okay, if it were not, I'll click on this link here. This switches between those two options. Okay, again, let me just review. With capital POS like it is right now, this means if you come in here and click on this, it's going to put an uppercase ADJ over there. But if I have it this way and I click on adjective, it's going to put an underscore lowercase j. Okay, so what I'm saying is I want to find happy, no spaces, underscore lowercase j, which means I want it to find happy as an adjective. Okay, so it's a small little detail there, but it's important to know there. So let's go back to our question. Frequency of all adjectives in the academic and spoken registers from COCA. Okay, so we need all adjectives from those two genres or registers. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to click reset there. That button says reset just to clear it out. And then I'm going to select sections there. I'm going to say I want academic. Oops, I want academic. I'm going to hold down Control or Command and click spoken. Let me just double check. I'm going to flip back over the slide. Yes, academic and spoken genres in COCA. Awesome. Now I'm going to use this POS tag, and I can see that it's uppercase POS, and so this will give me the full word. So I'll click on adj.all there. It puts in capital ADJ. Now you could just write in capital ADJ, and once you get familiar with these part of speech tags, you can just simply manually enter those. And then click on, actually I'm going to click on chart right here instead of list. It's selected as list right now. I'm going to click on chart so that we can see frequency by section. Click on the button to go. And what do we see here? We see a lot of adjectives apparently in academic, more adjectives in academic than there are in spoken. Interesting. About twice as many. If you look at the normalized count per million right there, 96 million versus 53 million. Or no, that's not million. 96,000 versus 53,000. There we go. Okay, that's that one. Let's go to the next one. Frequency of words that end in gate in each decade from COHA. I bolded the H of COHA to signal we're now going to a different corpus within the suite of corpora under the english-corpa.org website. So the way to go from one corpus to another, you can click on this diagonal right, upper right arrow there, click, and then come down here and find COHA, which is the corpus of historical American English, not contemporary American English, but historical. Now the interface is identical. You can see the interface didn't change much at all except for the word contemporary to historical. So just be aware of what corpus you're in within this suite of corpora. Okay, let's go back here and look at our actual question again. Frequency of words that end in gate in each decade from COHA. So we want to find any number of characters followed by GATE. Okay, that's what we want to find there. And let me just, sorry, I just keep jumping back and forth, getting you a little seasick back and forth there, sorry. Any word. Find the frequency of any word that end in gate in each decade. So instead of list right there, I'm going to click on chart there, and then click on see frequency by section, which is decade. All right, so here we have from the 1820s, that decade, all the way down to 2010s, that decade. And there's the frequency of gate. And unsurprisingly, in the 1970s in American English, we saw words that end in gate a lot. I imagine that's driven by Watergate. Let's just take a quick... oh, wait, the word gate as well. Yeah. Is also a word that ends in GATE. Anyway, that's how you can see the frequency across the decades. Just so you can understand the way to read this chart is that the freak is simply the raw frequency, just how many times it occur. The freak's M, or excuse me, the word's M right there is the number of words in millions in this section. So the 1830s section has 13.7 million words in it. So if you take this number, 1,741, divided by 13.7 million, you end up with the normalized frequency per million of 126.98. And these bar plots here are graphing up the per million counts, not the raw counts. Okay, good. So we got that done. Let's look at the frequency number 5, the frequency of nuclear, however you pronounce it, as an adjective from 1948 to 1990 in COHA. Okay, so we have this word, and it has to be an adjective from those 50 years, 60 years. So let's go back here. Let's reset. I'm going to click on reset right there. Reset my search form. I'm going to need nuclear. I'm now super conscious of that word. Okay, I'm going to click on POS. I'm going to switch it to the underscore lowercase POS by clicking this little link right there. See it? Click. Now it says that. I'm going to click on it and then go down to ADJ, and it puts an underscore lowercase j next to my word that I put in. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom way the heck in so you can see that super clearly. See the underscore, lowercase j, put onto the right side. Now again, you could just simply type that in. Once you get familiar with these, you can just simply type those in. You don't have to use that drop-down menu. And then we need those certain decades. So we need from the 1940s, let me scroll up a little bit, 1940s to 1990s. I'm going to hold down Shift on my keyboard. Shift, click to select 1940s to 1990s, those 60 years. Okay, now I'm going to jump back here real quick. Just the frequency of nuclear as that from that. Okay, we're going to click on chart so we can see a nice plot across those decades. And here, let's take a look. From the 1940s to the 1990s, we see nuclear going up here and going down there. Going up in the 1960s, and then a little bit down in the 70s, back up in the 80s, and then down again in the 1990s. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Just kind of thinking about the historical, political events of those decades, right? With the Cold War and nuclear arms race and stuff like that. Okay, let's go to frequency of lemma break as a verb. I don't specify, so I think we're still in the COHA. Let's stay in the COHA. Okay, so lemma. We're going to look for lemmas. And the way to search for lemmas, let's go back to our search form, click reset there to clear out the search form. The way to search for a lemma is to use capital letters. So I'm just going to type break as capital letters to find all forms of break. And then I'm going to jump back to the instructions real quick. We need it to be a verb. And so again, we're going to use this POS tag, but again, we need to switch it from uppercase POS to underscore lowercase POS by clicking this little link right there. It's pretty nondescript, pretty easy to miss, but you click it and then it changes this to underscore POS. Excuse me. And we need to click on verb right there, second option, verb. And it puts a underscore and two lowercase v's. Let me zoom in again so we can see that very clearly. There it is, two v's. Those are actually v's in there, it's not a w. Okay. Good. Let's zoom back out a bit. And then let's go back to our instructions real quick. Frequency of lemma break as a verb. Now I'm going to click on the list here. I'm going to keep the list as selected there. And then I'll just click on find matching strings there. And this is giving me different forms of break, of the different word forms of the lemma break. Broke, break, broken, breaking, breaks. And it's giving me all these frequencies by decade across the COHA from 1820s up to 2010s. And here we have the all, the sum of all those other cells to the right? So broke actually is more frequent than break itself, about 3,000, by about 3,000 tokens there, from 40,000 down to 37,000, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Cool. That's how you do that. Okay, let's go here. Number 7 says the top 5 most frequent words immediately following Mormon in now and their frequencies. So now is a different corpus. So we're going to click on this button right here at the top left of the screen that has a diagonal up arrow. And it lists all the corpora in the englishcorpora.org website. And there is now. Now is news on the web. Okay. It is a corpus of news on the web created by Mark Davies. It contains about almost 20 billion words of data. Okay. And it runs every night. It runs and collects more news articles every night. So it's a monitor corpus that's growing. Okay, so we need to find, let's go back here, the 5 most frequent words immediately following Mormon. So we need the word Mormon and then a word. Okay, so the way you can do that, you can capitalize this. I don't think it really matters. And then we have a space there. So before, when we saw gate, we had asterisk, no space, and then gate, and it found words that end in gate, including the word itself, gate. Here, when we have a space between a word and an asterisk, it means it's going to treat that asterisk as a whole separate word. Okay, so now if I click on, I'll just click on the list here, and let's just find matching strings. And we find the results here. And what are the 5 most frequent words? We have church, and then we have some punctuation here. We have a comma, period, and a quotation, double quote mark. Now, I need to explain that in most online corpora, they're actually they're really just a relational database on the back end, and each little token, like Mormon and comma and church and faith and missionaries, etc., they're on their own row within a table within this relational database. If that's all Greek to you, just understand that we don't have to worry about those few right there that have punctuation after Mormon. So the 5 most frequent words after Mormon are church and faith, missionaries, and community. Okay, in now. Good, got that one done. Number 8, the top 5 most frequent words that occur in between and day in now and their frequencies. Okay, so we just saw how to do that, right? We just saw right here that if you put a space between a word and an asterisk, it'll treat that asterisk as a word, a token. So let's reset our search form. Let's do space asterisk day, space asterisk space day, and then we'll keep it as a list so we can see the actual results. And then we'll click matching strings, find matching strings. What do we have here? We have a good day, a single day, a great day, a long day, a bad day. Those are our top 5 phrases with a word day. And there are the frequencies right there in this column called frequencies. There you go. Pretty easy, right? Okay, the top 5 most frequent nouns. Okay, not any word, but nouns preceded by a or un, and then an adjective. Okay, we'll just stop right there. We'll just look at this first. Okay, the top 5 most frequent nouns preceded by a or un and an adjective. We'll just stay in now, in the corpus called now. Okay, let's go back to our search form. Click on Search tab. I'm going to click on Reset to reset the search form. So we need a or un. Now that little character right there between a and un is called the pipe operator. On my keyboard, it's above the Enter key. I have to do Shift and then the key above the Enter key on my keyboard to get that character. Then I do a space, and then I do an adjective. Again, I can use a drop down. Let me just click on the drop down. I can see that it has capital P-O-S there. Those are all capital letters, so it's going to give me a full word. So I click on that, click on A-D-J, and it puts in a space as well as capital A-D-J, and then a space as well there in the search form. And then we need nouns. Again, just go back here. We're looking for nouns that occur in that position. So again, I could come back here and click on noun all, and it puts in noun, uppercase noun. And then we're going to keep it on list there, and I'm going to click find matching strings. And there we go. Okay. What do we see here? A long time, a little bit, a long way, a wide range, a large number, and their frequencies right over here below the frequency column. Good. There you go. There you go. It's straightforward, right? I'm just going to point out something here real quick. You can see the number of tokens. It says total is 83.5 million tokens in the corpus, and it says unique. Those are word types. 56.9 if I round up, 56,000, almost 57,000 there, where it says unique. Those are word types. These are tokens, word tokens. These are word types. Okay, cool. Okay, let's look at this next one here, and then the top 5 most frequent nouns that are not preceded by a or un, and then it does have an adjective before it. So something other than a or un, adjective, noun, and now and the frequencies. There's a couple ways you could do this. You could search each one of those by themselves with the minus sign. So minus a, and then a space, and then adjective, space, noun. If I let that go, you can get a result here in a few seconds, and there are some results. The other hand, the other side, in other words, the federal government, the American people, etc., and their frequencies right there. Then you can put an an in here, un, in there, and then search again. Click that button below it, and then you get these other results, but you are getting some that have a. So just look for the ones that are the most frequent that don't have a or un in there. That's probably the easiest way to do this, the second half of this number 9. Okay, last one here says the top 5 most frequent sequences of adjective followed by a noun followed by a verb in now and the frequencies. So adjective, noun, and then verb. Again, we can go back to search, click on the search tab. We can click reset to reset the form back to the default settings. We can use the drop-down box that has a capital uppercase there, right? POS. So I can click on, I forgot what we're looking for. We're looking for adjective, noun, verb. Got it. Okay, adjective, noun, verb. So let's go adjective, bang, noun, boom, verb, bang. Click go, adjective, noun, verb. And we have current results set, foreign language spoken, Supreme Court ruled, Human Rights Watch, end of day data provided. And their frequencies right there. Okay, so there we have it. That is how to do these searches in with some of the corpora in English corpora. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.